Good morning, I'm Sunetra Choudhury, political editor of the Hindustan Times, bringing you all that you need to know about COVID-19 on Tuesday, the 6th of October. First up, I'll look at the numbers. In just the last 24 hours, we've had 69,000 new cases and 903 people have died. In our top story, if you thought it's just the elderly that are vulnerable to the coronavirus, think again. In Maharashtra, which is the worst hit of all the states in India, the largest group of people that are impacted are between 30 and 40 years old. A study of the data by the Hindustan Times shows that 21% of the cases are people from this demographic, and that number has only been growing since June. Now, health officials say that the number rising of 30 to 40, which forms the biggest chunk of the people impacted who are infected with the virus, is because of the reopening of the economy, of workplaces opening up. They also say that the second largest group that we can see in Maharashtra is between 41 and 50 years old. Now, what's significant is that the Union Health Ministry has also studied the data of hospitalizations. They looked at 200,000 hospitalizations that are there and also found that 62% of the hospitalized COVID-19 patients are those who are under the age of 40. So it's really significant, and only 9% of the hospitalized are above 60 years old. So that is there. 25% are in the 21 to 30 age group. Now, experts say that this fits in with global and international trends that say that many more people who are younger are infected by the virus because they're moving around, but it is the elderly that are dying. So that's the important distinction to make. 70% of the deaths, in fact, are those with underlying conditions. So if you're elderly and if you happen to have a comorbidity, whether it's hypertension or it's diabetes or a heart condition, you should be extra careful. Now, the government has also released its standard operating protocol about schools opening, and they have said this is after unlockdown rules came out, the recent ones, which say that there can be graded reopening of schools from the 15th of October. One of the things that they're pointing out is that it's up to the school whether they have staggered school timings or whether they allow children to study online and continue with those cases as well. One of the things that the SOP says is that there should be special focus on underprivileged children. They're also saying that perhaps the classes could be held outdoors as it's enclosed spaces which are of a special concern. What they're pointing out is if you're going to have classes indoors, then you have to have 6 feet distancing between each child. And they're also saying that one bench, one student should be the rule. An emergency response and emergency hygiene teams need to be formed by each school. So we have to wait and see how schools decide to open up from the 15th when it's left to them, and graded opening has been allowed by the Union Home Ministry. And finally, Donald Trump, President of the United States, is now back in the White House, and while doctors said that he continues to be contagious, as soon as he got into the White House, he took his mask off. In fact, appearing before without his mask, which is something that has been criticized. Also, what is of major concern is the number of people that have been infected in the White House, including his press secretary. So major concerns about the messaging that President of the United States is conveying by coming back with his COVID status back to the White House and refusing to wear a mask. Those are the news updates for now. Keep tracking them on hindustantimes.com.